In the quiet suburbs of West Pittston, Pennsylvania, a typical American family lived in a typical brick house. Love, children, weekend dinners, church on Sundays. Nothing unusual, nothing terrifying, nothing that would prepare them for what came next. The Smurl family. Jack, Heather, their 2 daughters, and a grandmother who lived with them. Between 1974 and 1989, 15 years of their lives were stolen, not by a criminal, not by a sickness, but by something far darker. Something that would make them the center of America's most documented, most terrifying poltergeist case. The house wasn't haunted. It was war zone. 1974, the first sign. Heather Smurl was alone in the kitchen, preparing dinner, the kind of quiet moment that families treasure. Then the smell hit her. Not garbage, not rotting food. A smell so foul it made her knees weak. A demonic odor that coated her throat. She ran outside, gasping for air. When she looked back at the kitchen window, she saw something that stopped her heart. A shadow, a figure, standing in the corner, watching her. She screamed. Jack rushed in. The kitchen was empty, but the smell lingered for hours. The attacks escalated, slowly, brutally. Objects began moving, not by the wind, not by accident, by force. A porcelain doll would be found on the floor. Hours later, it would be back on the shelf, but its head would be twisted. Its eyes would point in the wrong direction. A television would turn itself on at 3 a.m. The screen would show nothing but static. But from that static, voices would emerge, whispering, laughing, screaming words that made the children cry. The walls began to bleed. Not water, not paint. A thick, black substance, warm, oily. It dripped down the wallpaper in patterns that looked like faces, screaming faces. 1984. The possession began. Heather was in bed, alone, exhausted from another night of terror. She felt something climb onto her chest. Heavy, cold, crushing. She couldn't move. She couldn't breathe. Her eyes opened, and she saw it. A figure. Black, Biputongren Gauda, hunched. Its face was a nightmare. Yellow eyes, a mouth that stretched too wide, teeth that glowed in the dark. It sat on her chest. 600 pounds of invisible weight. She screamed, but her voice came out wrong. Distorted. Like someone else was speaking. She felt her body being controlled, her hands moving without her, her mouth opening to say words she didn't know. The demon was inside her. The priests arrived. Not one, not two. 6 Catholic priests, led by Father Adam Skorachevsky, a man who had seen demonic activity before. But nothing like this. They performed an exorcism in the Smurl living room. Hours of prayers, holy water, sacred rituals, the kind of ceremony that made the church tremble. The house responded. The lights exploded. Glass shattered. The temperature dropped to freezing. And from the walls, a voice boomed. Not human, not animal. I am not leaving. This house is mine. The priests fell back. Their hands shook. Their prayers stopped. Father Skorachevsky looked at Jack Smurl and said words that would haunt him forever. This is not a ghost. This is a demon, and it is powerful. The media descended, like sharks. Dates, a BC News, The Tonight Show. Johnny Carson himself invited Jack and Heather to speak. Millions watched. The Smurls became celebrities of terror. But the interviews only made it worse. Every time they spoke about the haunting, the attacks intensified. The demon responded. It knew they were exposing it, and it was angry. After the Tonight Show episode aired, the house became a battleground. The furniture moved on its own. Chairs slid across the floor. Beds lifted into the air. The children's dolls would be found in the attic, arranged in a circle, with marker faces drawn on them. And the smell. A demonic smell. It was everywhere. Even outside. Even in their cars. Even in their clothes. 1987. The final possession. Heather was at work, driving home. She felt her body change. Her hands gripped the steering wheel wrong. Her voice came out different. She pulled into a parking lot, stopped the car, and she looked at herself in the mirror. Her eyes were gone. Black voids. No pupils, no color. Just darkness. She screamed. But the voice that came out was not hers. It was deep, male, ancient. I am the lord of this house. I am the prince of darkness, and I will never leave. The car started itself. The engine roared, and it drove forward. Without her, she was a passenger in her own body. She called Jack, her voice still not hers. It's in me. It's in all of us. We're all possessed. The experts came, psychics, mediums, paranormal investigators. Photos were taken, videos were recorded, evidence piled up, but none of it made sense. A photograph showed a figure in the hallway. Not human, not animal, a shadow with too many eyes. A video captured a voice from an empty room. The audio waveform showed sound where there was no person. A medium claimed the demon was named Gaga, a spirit from another dimension, a being that had been trapped in the house for centuries. The priest performed another exorcism. This one lasted 12 hours. The house screamed. The walls shook. The demon laughed. And then, silence. 1989. The attacks stopped. Not because the demon left, but because the Smurls sold the house. They moved to a new town, a new home, a new life. They never spoke of it again. Not to their children, not to their friends, not to the reporters. But the house remained. New owners bought it. They said the smell came back. They said the furniture moved. They said the dolls were found in circles again. The house still waits. The demon never left. It just moved to the next family. The Smurl haunting. 15 years of terror. Thousands of pages of documentation. 6 priests. Multiple exorcisms. National television. And still, no answer. The Catholic Church never officially confirmed it was demonic. The paranormal community never agreed on what it was. The Smurls never explained it. But the evidence remains. The photographs, the videos, the audio recordings, the priest's testimony, Father Skorachevsky's words. This is not a ghost. This is a demon. The Smurl family survived, but they were never the same. And the house in West Pittston, Pennsylvania, it still stands. The walls still bleed. The smell still comes. And somewhere in the dark corners of that house, the demon waits for the next family, for the next victim, for you.